If you're a fan of playing with massive miniatures or just want to replicate being a rampaging chungus, the Imperial Knights are for you. It's less than 10 days till our Combat Patrol Patreon prize draw. You can be a Patreon for as little as £3 and we post anywhere in the world at our expense. We're also about to hit 2,000 subscribers, and when we do, that Warhound is being given away. If you fancy a Titan, the links are below. The first part of our global narrative campaign is coming to an end. Thank you massively to those who have submitted results, as it's caused Dan to have to rewrite the story for part 2. Anyone can play for free, and Patreons get more missions. I have selected 3 knightly houses based on their popularity and ease of painting. First up is House Raven, one of the most numerous knightly houses. When they deploy in numbers, it is said that even the most fearless of foes lose their composure, seeing their imminent doom approaching. Being staunch allies of Forge World Metallica since the times of the Great Crusade, they can call upon Titan Legios for aid. The majority of the house's strength is often off-world, leaving behind a small force on their home planet of Colossi. During the era Indomitus, Be'lakor invaded their home world and slaughtered the defenders while corrupting a number of their household. Their planet was conquered and moved through warp powers to a new location in the Imperium Nihilus, being renamed Corvosi and serving as the new home for the House Raven traitors, House Corvax, loyal to the Dark Mechanicum. House Raven has since become a crusading household swearing vengeance. Maybe you can help them on their path to retribution. House Terran have an insane amount of backstory and lore stretching all the way back to the Age of Strife, when Maximilian Terran had visions of a white horse always warning him of danger. This white horse is sported by the household to this day. During the Horus Heresy and after, the house remained loyal to the throne, even taking the time out of their busy day to join up with the hunters of House Cadmus to hunt down and annihilate the traitor knights of House Devane. In the current era, House Terran, also known as the Marshals of Serenity, are renowned throughout the Imperium for their skill at arms and battlefield ferocity. Many of the knights will join long off-world campaigns, most often due to boredom. Their homeworld is a peaceful, developed world shrouded in tedium and endless ceremony. The Emperor himself was impressed by such a picturesque world. Wanting glory and purpose, many will seek combat across the battlefields of the Eastern Fringe and the Democles Gulf, where they fought against many foes, including the famous Tau commander Shadowsun. House Cadmus resides on their heavily forested homeworld of Risa, which is a dangerous place with all manner of monsters that the knights defend the populace from. The worst of these were golems, made of wood, stone and vines. Many knights have lost their lives to the obsidian fists of these creatures, which are capable of punching through the knight's armoured carapace and ripping the pilots out for a grim demise. Over time, these were eradicated from the planet and the beasts culled. In the modern era, many abhumans and mutants flourish in place of these creatures, often leading to raids or worse for the citizens of the planet. As a result, the yearly festivities of the Cull take place where the knights of the house get together to scout the forests and annihilate abhuman populations. In recent years, the efficiency of this has increased due to the house's alliance with the Legio Graphonicus, who provide kill counters and biometric scanners. These hunts also form the core of the planet's politics, with the High Lord being elected based on which noble family gained the most kills in that year's hunt. The only character the Imperial Knights can field is the mighty Canis Rex, a freeblade of legendary status who offers his services to worthy Imperial causes. In game, he sports a unique gun and the ability to use a stratagem for free every turn, which is well worth it in this edition due to the lower amounts of command points. I personally love this model and the pilot, Sir Hector, who drops out after the knight gets blown up. I find it very amusing personally to see him going around causing trouble. Your first 1000 points of knights does not leave a ton of room due to the low model count and high points cost per model. That in mind, the most balanced army that gives you the ability to control the table, deal out damage and superior ranged firepower is a Knight Paladin and 4 armigers of your choice. It gives you the bodies you need to secure objectives, and the majority of the 1k armies just won't be able to deal with it. This is also one of the best base armies to grab, as from here you can expand up to 2000 points and beyond with whatever you want really. Stand and shoot was a silly idea I came up with, which is where you field both a Crusader and a Castellan with expensive enhancements which aren't included in that 910 point total. This list completely lacks any combat beyond the knights kicking their opponents in the face, but it does pack devastating firepower, which will be oppressive in a 1000 point game. To expand, I would look at grabbing around 4 armigers and whatever knights you like the look of, provided they have at least one combat weapon. At £172, it's bang on the same as the previous list, and if you love the models, you cannot go wrong here. For those of you which like to push your models forwards and scream loudly at your opponent whilst they look at you in horror due to your complete lack of awareness of social situations, this third list may be for you. You take a pair of knight gallants who are purely focused on fighting apart from some small arms fire, and have their little brother accompany you. For obvious reasons, this list has poor shooting abilities, but will have no problems in a 1000 point game outside of board control, which probably won't be an issue if your opponents don't have any models left. A downside here is you would have a spare armiger, but you can field that later when you expand the list. The first list is the clear winner to me here, coming in at £172. Provides a solid amount of models, and to expand you can buy whatever you like. I'd personally avoid the pure close combat knights, as 10th is a shooting edition and having the ability to shoot and fight is king in my opinion. It would be awesome if Games Workshop released a combat patrol set for the knights, but equally I can't see any way you could have a 500 point army without it being a single knight or just a bunch of armigers, so maybe let's hope for a Christmas Battle Force to drop. All prices mentioned are once again from Goblin Games website. We aren't affiliated, but they do seem to be pretty decent. I don't have a knight army yet, but I think this is what I would go with, although the Crusader, on second thoughts, I would probably swap out for another chainsword wielding maniac. Plenty of armigers to go around doing the Emperor's work, Canis Rex because it's awesome and I want to paint Sir Hector, a Paladin, and of course the massive Castellan, as it just simply looks epic. The nice thing about knights is you can leave all the armour panels off and go to town with spray cans, airbrush and washes all on that exoskeleton, whilst painting all the carapace in sub-assemblies. I would be tempted to do the yellow house Hawk Shroud, but after researching the Lord for House Cadmus, I feel I need those mutant killing nutcases in my life. Another cool thing to do is look for a Titan Legio you like and see what knight houses are allied to them, so if you ever decide to go big, the Titan will fit right into your collection. For help painting, my top recommendation is from Sensei Swag. He is well known for having an exhibition hall in his house and massive knight armies that he paints in record time without dropping quality. This tutorial also shows you how you can do it all without use of an airbrush, which is even more impressive. Sadly, I found out after including his video that he has recently passed away. This is awful news, and I think you should all go and learn from this absolute beast of a hobbyist and the information he's left us behind. I've included Eons of Battle, not because it's the best tutorial on how to paint a knight, but it's useful for any beginner as he does a great job showcasing the whole process from start to finish, including building and basing whilst producing a nice paint job. Well worth a watch. Last but certainly not least is Sonic Sledgehammer Studios. He always has a methodical process that is easy to follow and is my top recommendation for beginners or people without equipment such as airbrushes. He also has an archive of hundreds of painting videos, all worth checking out if you want to improve your painting and learn some new techniques and recipes. Once again, thank you for making it to the end, and thank you to all our patrons and subs for keeping us going. The Warhound is getting given away, so get involved, and Patreon is there if you want to get involved in our monthly giveaways. Thank you all, and have a good day.